Test. We about to get this rolling. Mic check 1 2. Cool. All right. We'll kick it off in about 30 more seconds. Make sure we got everything we need. We about to chop it up. Okay. So let's get it popping. Welcome back to the cryptocurrency kickback. We're gonna get right into it. We're gonna do some TA, look at some crypto prices, some ETF prices, go over a couple of videos in the news of what we found this week, go over a couple of tweets, you know what I'm saying? Follow me on Twitter, same handle for everything. Then we're gonna have a little fun. We're gonna have a little project like if you had $1,000, how would you break down and make your portfolio, your cryptocurrency portfolio right now? Then we're gonna wrap it up with bull run plans. So everybody knows what a bull run is. A bull run is when we have parabolic, crazy price action. Make sure I'm sharing my screen. Yeah. Bull run is when we got parabolic, crazy price action, like we see in September 2020 when Bitcoin went from $10,800 to about $63,000. That's parabolic. That's a bull run. That's when a lot of money is made, or that's when a lot of people perceive a lot of money to be made. The real money is made when it's in a bear market. So we got the bull market when prices going crazy, then we got the bear market when prices going down. Now, typically during bear markets, this is when everybody gets out. You know what I'm saying? Ain't nobody talking about Bitcoin. Nobody's searching for it. Everybody's saying it's dead. Everybody's saying it's a scam. But if you spent your time investing in good products like we see here on CoinGecko that you did your research on, and you think they got legitimacy to them, and you think they got staying power, and you bought them at very low prices, you probably made out pretty good. For example, let me show you something. Let's look at Solana. So what is Solana? Solana is the number 5 token right now, sitting at $132. All right. Let me get this chart right. Okay. So we got Solana, came out roughly in 2021. That's when we got our first little bit of price action in July 2021. So if you would have did some research and you thought you liked this product, which this is one of my main holdings, you know what I'm saying? I'm pretty proud of this one. All it takes is a couple good right guesses. Let's say you bought here during February of 2023, February 11th, 2023, and you bought $1,000 worth at $24.33. Well, the current price is $132. You know what I'm saying? So you would have made out pretty good. And that's why I say the money is really not made after the price starts going parabolic straight to the moon. You know what I'm saying? Straight up. The money's really made when you're doing your research down here and you're catching Bitcoin at $36,000, $3,600, or you're catching it at $16,000. You bought a little bit at $21,000, and you bought a little bit at $30,000. Now we're sitting here at $67,000, which is 2% from the all-time high. We're about to crack all-time highs. Like, that's crazy. But, you know, I got this boring chart here. I got this one right here. If you want to make it a little prettier, you know what I'm saying? If you want to get all fancy with it, you know what I'm saying? I got the trend line, you know what I'm saying? We bounced up and down it. I got this upward channel we got. Then we came from this trend line, bounced off of it, turned it into support, and skyrocketed straight through it. I got this big line here, which is I marked it as the end of the large downtrend from the all-time high of $70,000. Then I got this order block here. You know what I'm saying? We had a lot of buying and selling here by institutions, financial banks, and stuff like that, where we turned $60,000 into resistance. But let's not get ahead of ourselves, and let's just start off with the chart. So Bitcoin sitting at $67,800, Ethereum sitting at $36,600. BNB sitting at $418, Solana sitting at $132, and XRP sitting at 64 cents. Hallelujah. Finally, XRP made a price move because it ain't did nothing as far as everything else. You know what I'm saying? I'm an XRP hater. I think it's a good project. They have good, they're focused on tokenomics and tokenizing things. Not tokenomics. They're focused on tokenizing real world assets. And I think that's going to be a big part of the future. But I'm not as crazy on it as everybody else is in the world. And let me tell you why. Let's get into it. Let's click on XRP here. So when you go to CoinGecko, you can look at what these coins have going. And something that I look at, the first thing I look at is the circulating supply, the total supply, and the max supply of the amount of coins in circulation for this token. And this token has a max supply of, was that 100 billion? 1 million, 1 billion. That's 100 billion tokens. I don't like coins that have that many tokens. I just don't. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's why I'm not big on Solana, because how much can it jump? Like, if we're talking about supply and demand here, and the market is flooded with 100 billion tokens, but if you see here the circulating supply, that's how many are out in the world. So it's only half of them are out in the world. So if half of them are locked, and half of them are out in the world circulating, and half of them are locked, when they add them to the market, when the other half gets unlocked, that's adding more supply. What if demand doesn't meet that? You know what I'm saying? It's going to dilute the price, in my opinion. So let's look at something that has different tokenomics. This is what it's called. It's called tokenomics. Let's look at Avalanche, for example. Avalanche has 720 million tokens. Now that's something I can get behind. So we're talking about a XRP with 100 billion tokens versus Avalanche with 720 million tokens. The supply is way down, which means the demand is higher, which is why this token can be worth $42 and XRP is worth 62 cents. You know what I'm saying? So these are the kind of things you want to think of when you get inside of cryptocurrency. So let's get into Bitcoin. We're at $67,000, which let's look at CoinGecko to see how far off the all-time high we are. The all-time high is $69,000 as far as CoinGecko goes, which is less than 1% away. We're at all-time highs. I didn't see this coming. A lot of people did. Like I'm in this and I'm watching it every day. I just didn't think it was gonna happen this fast. I had no clue it was going to happen this fast. I'm gonna be honest. This is what I thought was going to happen. I thought we were going to get to about $40,000, go sideways, and then head lower and stay around $20,000 for the next 2 years. That's what I thought was going to happen, but I was wrong. So how did I protect myself from being wrong with my prediction? And we'll get into it. I do something called DCA. It's called dollar cost averaging. What is that? It's a fancy acronym for saying I set aside a certain portion of money every month, and then I invest into the tokens that I've researched. So let's say I had $100. I put $40 in Bitcoin, $40 in Ethereum, and $20 in Solana every month. The same thing you do with your 401k. I treat cryptocurrency like 401k. I'm not in here to come in and try to find the hottest thing and get rich, but there are opportunities to get rich if you're locked in on any asset. You know what I'm saying? There's opportunities to get rich in real estate if you're locked in and you know the ins and outs and the inner workings of it and you know the business of it. There's opportunities in Forex if you're locked in. You know what I'm saying? But if you're not locked in and you don't know any information about something, and then you try to hop in it with that get rich quick mentality, you leave yourself vulnerable to scams. And if you look at the videos, not my lives, my videos, we talk about them every day. It's people getting scammed out here in cryptocurrency every day. Same way as people getting scammed out here in real estate, Forex, you know what I'm saying, romance scams, people getting hacked. A lot of stuff going on. So just don't try to come in anything with that get rich quick mind scheme, because you're going to leave yourself subject to some nonsense for real. All right. So what we're getting into, we're going to do a little bit of TA. So where could we possibly go? On the fact that we're at all-time highs, who knows? Like, I can't even do any fib retracements. What are fib retracements? I would normally come from the all-time high and go to our local low. So where do we have to go from here? I mean, we're at the 1 mark. So could we go to the 1.6, which would be $100,000? Could we go to the 2.6, which would be $150,000? If I had to take a guess, which I'm gonna be honest with you, price guessing in cryptocurrency is the worst thing you could do. It doesn't really mean anything, you know what I'm saying? Because nobody knows what's gonna happen. But if I had to take a real guess about this next time, we gotta touch 130,000. We have to touch 130,000. That's just me being conservative. From everything that's been going on, there's a lot of innovation going on in cryptocurrency. If you don't know, you know what I'm saying? There's something called ETFs, electronically traded products, that are coming out. Long story short, when you walk into your investment firm or the people who run your 401k, have you necessarily heard them talk about Bitcoin and cryptocurrency yet? Not really, because it's such a new asset class and people are scared of it. But there's been conversations going on in Washington, D.C. every day about regulation. So now there's regulation. Now there's FDIC watching it. Now there's the SEC watching it. So it's safer. I didn't say safe, it's safer. Now there's products being created around Bitcoin to make it more safe. And now when people walk into investment firms or present it to companies for their retirement plans or their 401k plans, they can say, we have a Bitcoin product now. We have an Ethereum product now. So there's a lot of money that has not even been poured into this asset class yet. Like, that's real money. We talk about something called adoption when everybody starts to get into it. When we get to the point where everybody you know owns cryptocurrency, that's adoption. When we get to the point where nobody talks about blockchain anymore because it's just a part of the technology, that's when it's adoption. Everybody watching does not care what database their favorite application on their phone uses. You don't care that Instagram may be using AWS cloud services. You know what I'm saying? You don't care, but we still talk about blockchain every day. Like, we have to get to the point where nobody cares. You know what I'm saying? Like, you don't care what technologies YouTube is using right now. You know what I'm saying? So when we get to that point, it'll be mainstream adoption. And when we get to the point where retirement funds, pension funds, 401ks are starting to allocate 1-2% of their money into Bitcoin, there is no telling where this asset can go as far as price. So I just really strongly believe we'll be somewhere in between the 1.6 and the 2.6. And I think we'll touch 150 next time, you know, by the time it's all said and done, because we've already reached 70,000. I mean, that's just a 2x. You know what I'm saying? That's a 2x from here. And I think we normally do 3 to 4 X's, and I think it's diminishing every time. So we'll see. So let's go over some Bitcoin ETF news. I just spoke about the ETFs. So we got Grayscale Bitcoin Trust sitting here at $60.38. Assets under management 28 billion, and the market cap is 28 billion. We got IBIT. iShares Bitcoin Trust sitting here at $38.65. Assets under management, 10 billion. The market cap is 10.9 billion. Fidelity Wise Origin Bitcoin Fund sitting here at $59.27. $6.4 billion asset under management and $6.7 market cap, 6.7 billion market cap. And the last one we'll talk about is ProShares Bitcoin Strategy ETF, sitting here at $31.14. $598 million under asset and $2.8 billion under market cap. Now, we've been tracking this for a while. We've been tracking this. We technically started tracking it 215. So GBTC almost a month ago was $46. Today we're sitting here at $59. IBIT, we started tracking it at $29. Then it went to $32. Then it went to $35. Now we're sitting here at $37. It had 5.6 billion under assets under management. Then it went to $6.6 billion assets under management. Then it went to 10 billion, and we're still at 10 billion. But it's almost doubled its total assets under management. And we're going to talk about in this interview right here why that's so important. So let's get into it. Let me pause the vibes real quick.
Worldwide Asset Exchange and Tether co-founder William Quigley's with us. William, it's good to see you again. I wonder, I mean, this is another story where,
you know what, we're just gonna get to the interesting part. So, you know, our favorite news channel to watch covering crypto as far as mainstream goes is CNBC. They do a pretty good job, and I like what they talk about.
There is a lot of institutional money that tracks it. It's also why you see such interest in derivatives. The volatility in Bitcoin, I think, is one thing that really attracts a lot of institutional investors. And you have to understand that, you know, Bitcoin is maybe the only globally traded asset that I know of whose demand is purely based on sentiment. You know, there's not a Bitcoin company. There isn't Bitcoin price earning ratios. It's just a sentiment driven token. And what you can say about that, of course, is that sentiment has no limits. You can always be more optimistic. And so this rally may be the biggest we've seen.
So that was super interesting. Bitcoin is strictly driven by sentiment. Is that true? I think it has some stored value, but that's a really, really good point. There is no Bitcoin company. There are no profit and loss earnings. There are no quarterly meetings to discuss what goes on with the business of Bitcoin. Like, that's one of the most interesting parts about this. And that's why we have to still take a step back and understand what this asset is as a whole. Like, the creator of Bitcoin is still unknown. It could be one guy. It could be a group of people. It could be the FBI. We don't know at the end of the day. And it's so much to be intrigued about this asset class, but that's why I love it. You know what I'm saying? But he said it's purely based off of sentiment. And the thing about sentiment is that it's unlimited. So there's really no limit to how high sentiment could go. Everybody could remain optimistic and be more optimistic at all times, which is what's driving this price. We don't know how it's going to play out. If everybody's familiar with the tulip mania, people were valuing tulips with crazy valuations just because people believed in it. Bitcoin is the same way. Now, I feel like Bitcoin has more value, you know what I'm saying, with the underlying blockchain technology and the store of value, kind of like digital gold if you subscribe to that. I think it's a decent comparison, but you know what? I think it has a different use versus gold. How many of you have ever bought anything in gold? It's just a store of value, but we believe in it and we believe in it strongly. You can actually buy stuff with crypto. I mean, you can actually buy stuff with Bitcoin. People have bought pizzas, technology, a whole bunch of things with crypto. So that's why I believe it differs from gold, but I do believe it could share some of that $14 trillion market cap that gold has. Let's talk about the market cap really quickly. Come on, I don't freeze up. talk about the total cryptocurrency market cap. So where has the all-time high been for the market cap? $3 trillion. Now that we have more regulation, people feel safer to get into it. We have more financial products that's been created around Bitcoin. More money can flow in. So this was back in 2021 when we hit $3 trillion. More money has the opportunity to flow in now from larger pools of money, like old money, like we're talking pensions funds, retirement funds. So where could we go? We may end up, if we just 2x, we were at 3 trillion. If we just 2x from where we were, we're at $6 trillion. So if the market cap doubles, that would essentially you would say the price of Bitcoin would double. If the market cap doubles, then the price would double. So we're at 66, so we'd be at 100 and let's just say 70. We'd be around $140,000. But what does that mean for these altcoins? Are these altcoins going to double 2x? No, they have smaller market caps than Bitcoin and Ethereum. So they're going to 4x, 5x, 6x, which is why you want to get into altcoins. None of this is financial advice, but if you have altcoins that you like and you've done your research on, I think their price action should appreciate very, very well in the coming months and years. For example, let's see, like Avalanche. Let's take AVAX for example. The highest the market cap has been $33 billion. So if we double up from the all-time high and hit $66 billion, what was the all-time high of Avalanche? All-time high was $144. We're down 70% from the all-time high, which is still a good discount, especially at this point in the cycle with Bitcoin about to touch its all-time high. Then it would double, be 288 at least, and that's just a 2x. Just a 2x. So that's how you kind of want to, predict prices of possible altcoins, but you never know. You know what I'm saying? And the funny thing about this chart is, just like the S&P 500, companies come and go. You know what I'm saying? Like, so when it comes to this top 10, they're going to change. You know what I'm saying? Solana didn't come out until 2021, and it's already a top 5. The top 5 coin of the next cycle may not have even been invented yet. You know what I'm saying? That's why you got to keep your eyes peeled. You got to stay locked in on things like this, because this top 10 changes every 2 years. You know what I'm saying? I think BNB has been around. XRP has been around. XRP used to be a top 3 coin. Now it slid down to 7. Cardano wasn't always around. When did Cardano come about? Cardano didn't come about until late 2017. You know what I'm saying? Like, that wasn't that long ago. Like, this whole market is so young, and you have the opportunity to get in. How long are we talking? 23 minutes. We're talking shit. So let's see. So let's get into one of the topics for the day. It's called, what is your bull run plans? Because let's keep it a stack. By the time the price, wow, my charts keep getting messed up so bad. When the price starts doing this, going straight up and having 400% gains, you don't want to be in this game without a plan. You know what I'm saying? You should really make all your plans down here, so by the time this happens, you should be good. You know what I'm saying? You're not reacting. You know what I'm saying? You're just executing your plan. So what's my plan? First one, I'm going to exit out of long-term positions. What are long-term positions? Positions that I've held over 1 year. So let's say a year ago I DCA'd and put $40 into Ethereum. After I've held that $40 worth of Ethereum for a year, it becomes a long-term position for me, because that decreases your taxes. You have to hold your position for longer than a year to get long-term capital gains versus short-term capital gains. I think short terms is like 20 to 30% when you sell on your profits, and short term is between 0 and 20%. So I want those long-term capital gains. So the same way that I DC in, like let's say each month I buy some, buy some, buy some, buy some, buy some. The same way that I get in is the same way that I'm gonna get out. So we're rising up. Do some drawing. We're rising up. And let's say we get to 110,000. Well, after we get past 70,000, then I'll start to, well, let's say around here, I'll start to DCA out, take a little bit out, sell a little bit, take some profit, sell a little bit, take some profit. Same way I get in is the same way I get out. You know what I'm saying? And that's my plan. That's step one of my plan. I can't execute stage 2 of my plan anymore, trade BTC with leverage, because they ruled the platform I was using is no longer allowed in the United States. I was using KuCoin, a very popular cryptocurrency exchange, had a lot of the top tokens, had trading with leverage. You know what I'm saying? Like, let's say you want to trade some Bitcoin, you could add leverage to it and trade 5 times what you bought. You know what I'm saying? I know that's not good, but it gave you the opportunity to make a good bit of money. Can't do that anymore. They ruled it out. And that's why you got to stay locked in. If you're going to be in cryptocurrency, you got to stay locked in, because there's new regulations coming out every day. Different exchanges are not always allowed in every single country. You know what I'm saying? And they outrule KuCoin, and it hurt me to my core. I'm telling you. All right. Swing meme coins, shit coins, and dog coins. What are meme coins, shit coins, and dog coins? Shiba Inu. Dogecoin is a dog coin. Why would I swing trade though? Swing trading is just like buying it and selling it like 3 days later. Why would I swing trade it? Because if you look at the 7-day percent increase on the dog coins, look at the percentage of them compared to everything else. This is the perfect scenario. Bitcoin went up 25% in a week, but the dog coins went up 105%. Shiba Inu went up 250%. Like, that don't even make sense. But you have to be very careful, because for every Shiba Inu that goes up 250%, there's 10,000 more coins. Let's go to the last page. This is page 1. There's 10,000 more coins that went down 100% and went to 0. There's so many tokens. If you go to the last page, look at all these tokens that we'll never hear about. You know what I'm saying? But you can trade them. They're tradable. They're tradable tokens. You can trade them somewhere. Would I recommend that you get in and trade these tokens? No. You know what I'm saying? And swinging dog coins and meme coins is not the safest thing. Very, very, very high risk. There's high reward. So if you got a little $100 and you put it in there and it turns into something, it could turn into something. But understand, you could lose that entire $100 or anything. Like, whatever you put in the market, be willing to lose. It's getting safer and there's more regulations coming, but cryptocurrency is still the wild, wild west. Understand that. So we got long-term positions, trade BTC with leverage, swing dog coins, and finally, place some options trades on some cryptocurrency stocks. So we talked about it. Let me get into my notes really quickly. So let's talk about some mining stocks and some regular stocks with blockchain projects. So everybody knows what trading options is, but you don't necessarily have to just invest in Bitcoin, Ethereum. You don't have to invest in the direct asset of cryptocurrency. You can invest into the cryptocurrency industry, because there's traditional stocks that are in the industry of cryptocurrency. You don't have to buy Bitcoin directly. These are called mining stocks, and they're actually on the S&P 500. They have tickers, Mara, Riot, Blockchain, and these are large companies. These companies mine Bitcoin. But if you think that it's a joke and you think that they're playing around, Marathon Digital Holdings is valued at $5.72 billion. Riot Blockchain is valued at $3.41 billion. These are nothing to play with. Like, these aren't small mom and pop companies. These are mega conglomerates valued at billions of dollars. So if you think that Bitcoin is just a joke, and you know what I'm saying, and it's just these coins that go up and go down, There's actual companies thriving off of this. And there's traditional companies that have blockchain projects. Everybody knows Microsoft. Everybody knows NVIDIA, Visa, MasterCard, AMD, Chips, Goldman Sachs, CME, Chicago Mercantile Exchange. Is it Mercantile? Market? Well, PayPal, Block, Square. So typically, my mindset is when Bitcoin goes up, the companies that are invested in cryptocurrency or the companies that are built on mining Bitcoin tend to do pretty well as well. So I'll just leave that piece of information with you and you can do what you will with it, but that should get your mind going on where I'm going with this. You know what I'm saying? None of this is financial advice. You know what I'm saying? So understand, I'm just a guy that's talking on YouTube into a mic. I'm not a financial advisor. Didn't go to school for it. You know what I'm saying? But I really like this stuff. You know what I'm saying? And economics is my shit personally. So, all right. So we went over the bull run plan. All right. So let's have a little fun making my monthly DCA picks. What am I going to invest in this month? So let's just go by percentage wise. Let's say we'll put 30% into one thing, another 30% into another coin. Let's say 20%, 60, 80, and we'll put another 20% in one coin. So let's say low risk for the first 60%, medium risk for the 20%, and high risk for the last 20%. So we got 1 million tokens here. Where we gonna go with it? I know a lot of y'all will put that money in XRP and that money in the Ripple. Y'all will go Dogecoin and then y'all get some Shiba Inu and call it a day. But you know the funny part about cryptocurrency? One investment strategy is not better than the other. I choose to treat this like a 401k and play it safe. I'm not going to get the best returns. It's not the sexiest strategy. I'm not going to be a millionaire tomorrow, but I think I'm making pretty safe bets. But just because I do it like that, there could be somebody who takes 80% of their portfolio and puts it into a Shiba Inu and it goes up 255% in a week and they make a killing. You know what I'm saying? They make off like a bandit. You know what I'm saying? So I can't down one strategy for mine. Like there's no right or wrong way of doing this. You know what I'm saying? There's a wrong way, you know what I'm saying, when you follow bad, you know what I'm saying, procedures and don't have a cybersecurity mindset. You know what I'm saying? You don't have to be a scientist to have a cybersecurity mindset. You just have to be safe. You know what I'm saying? Not invest in scam tokens, not invest in scam exchange platforms, you know what I'm saying? Not talk to somebody and have them convince you that they can invest for you. You know what I'm saying? Y'all know what I'm talking about. Somebody call you on the phone or your friend or something, or somebody you just met online that you haven't even seen in person yet. And they say, oh, I trade cryptocurrency and I made 40,000 last month. And you thinking like, oh, if I get this person 2 bands, you know what I'm saying? They're going to be able to flip that for me. That don't even sound right. That don't even sound right. And it's not going to happen. And I talk about that and I joke about that, but that happens every day. Nobody's going to invest for you. And don't believe these people who say they traders too. Let me get that off my chest. Don't believe these people who say they traders. If they can't show you their monthly profit and loss statement on a piece of paper and show you that they really doing what they doing, I don't believe them. Do you know who is trading this price? Hold on. Do you know what? I'm still drawing. Do you know what this is at heart? This up and down, red, green. These are financial institutions. This is JP Morgan Chase. This is BlackRock controlling this price action. This is artificial intelligence. These are complex trading bots that they have spent years making. And you think you finna sit here with your little 20 minutes of research and out trade these people and win in this market? Come on now. You ain't even like that. So I ain't trying to hear nobody on social media talking about I'm a trader and I do this and we got this trading group. They making money off of you. They making money off of you subscribing to their group. I ain't hating. I want them to get their paper. But I don't like people scamming, and I don't like people lying like they doing what they really doing. But if you feel like you the one and you can profit every month going against JP Morgan Chase, Goldman Sachs, CME, BlackRock, against them trading bots, because these are algorithms that trade this price action all day. If you feel like you want to do that and play that game, by all means, do you. All right. What we got? Foreign plans, DCN. All right, let's get into this last little news piece real quick. When does it start getting interesting? Right at the beginning.
What's next for these digital assets? We've got Matt Hogan, who is the Bitwise Asset Management Chief Investment Officer here. Matt, great to see you. What from your stance is the biggest catalyst that is continuing to move crypto higher, and Bitcoin specifically, after we were anticipating more largely a sell the news type of event once the Bitcoin ETFs finally went public?
That's right. But I think the demand for these ETFs far exceeded anyone's expectations. By any measure, these are the most successful ETF launches of all time. And as you mentioned in the last segment, sometimes it comes down to simple supply and demand. If we looked last week, these Bitcoin ETFs purchased over 30,000 Bitcoin net, and Bitcoin miners only produced 6,000 Bitcoin. And as you said,
so I ain't gonna let him get too deep. I'm gonna leave the links for both of these because they're very good interviews. But he said the cryptocurrency ETFs, specifically the Bitcoin spot ETFs, are the most successful ETF rollout of all time. Now let's keep it a stack. I've been studying ETFs for a little bit now, not too long, but I understand that ETFs are only roughly, I would say, 30 years old as far as like real popularity. That this financial product is only 30 years old. Let's keep in mind. Let's go into the S&P 500 and let's look on the weekly. We got price data from the S&P 500 going back all the way until 1871. So if we're talking about the scale of something that's 30 years old, ETFs are only 30 years old as a whole. Now, cryptocurrency ETFs didn't get popularized till January of this year. Bitcoin really didn't come out till 2018. So it's roughly 16, 17 years old. So this is a young product in ETFs holding an even younger asset in cryptocurrency inside of it. And it's one of the most successful rollouts in history. I think that's something we should pay attention to. Like I just showed y'all the little bit of tracking we've been doing in less than a month and how much it's grown. IBT went from $29 to $37. That's good. Like cryptocurrency price moves a lot. It jumps 25% in a week. You know what I'm saying? This isn't typical price action for stocks and ETFs. We're very spoiled with this price action. You know what I'm saying? We get 20% jumps in a day. You know what I'm saying? But as far as ETFs jumping $10 in a month, that's crazy. Now, you know, things like Amazon, Apple, you know, they might do that. You know what I'm saying? But it's only a couple of stocks that's holding up the entire S&P 500. I think maybe 7 that's really carrying this whole thing. Those 7 companies went down, every other stock would be at a net loss, probably. So I just think we should really pay attention to these ETFs, because just like we have a page where we could pull up a bunch of price action, all of a sudden we have another market that was created as far as cryptocurrency ETFs, and it may have some opportunity. Like we only have, let's show all. They only got 41 right now. And not all of them are spot. A couple of these are futures, and around 26. So there's only 26 spot ETFs out right now. You know what I'm saying? So just like the top 10 cryptocurrencies are going to change, the top 10 ETFs are going to change too. You know what I'm saying? And if you're locked in, you may be able to spot an opportunity that you may be able to get in and do something with. You know what I'm saying? None of this is financial advice, but you know what I'm saying? This is the information that I'm trying to get out. You know what I'm saying? And I don't want nobody I rock with or nobody I mess with to say, why you ain't, you know what I'm saying? Why you ain't telling me? Why you ain't? Look, Go to my YouTube. That's all I'm gonna tell you. So, is that it? I think that's all we got for today. We did a little. Oh, I ain't make my picks. So I'm gonna make my picks, and then we're gonna get up out of here. Been talking for 40 minutes. That's long enough. So my DCA for this month, what would I get? Keep it simple. I hate to disappoint y'all. It ain't gonna be the hottest new coin. You know what I'm saying? It ain't gonna be something like the latest and greatest. Nah, I'm gonna keep it chill. I'm gonna put 30% in Bitcoin. Like, let's say I had $100. I'm gonna put 30% in Bitcoin, 30% in Ethereum, $20 in Solana. 20% in Solana. And then that last 20%, I'm gonna split between Avalanche or Chainlink, maybe 10 and 10, or just 20. Just pick one and put 20 in it. Because those are the tokens that I like. You know what I'm saying? Like, there's a couple more down here that I maybe would get, but there are no sure bets in crypto. Like, I wouldn't even feel comfortable recommending anything past the top 15, the top 20. You know what I'm saying? You would really have to do your own research. And that's the best part about cryptocurrency. You do your own research. Nobody researches cryptocurrency the same way. I'm not finna sit here and tell you, oh, this is how to get rich. There are ways to make money in crypto. You know what I'm saying? You could buy and hold. You could stake. You could get into DeFi. You know what I'm saying? There's airdrops. There's pre-sales. I wouldn't recommend those. But there's ways to get in this. And then there's trading with leverage. There's a bunch of ways to make money in crypto, but you got to find your own way. Can't nobody tell you how to do this because it's so complex and it's so diverse. And it's a big world. You know what I'm saying? So let's get into this last thing. This tweet, follow me on Twitter. DCAing allowed me to make good moves, even though I was wrong about where the price was going. What is DCAing? Taking a little bit of money every month, $100, $50, and buying into cryptocurrency. Same way you do with your 401k. You don't miss that money, and you're not trying to trade it. You know what I'm saying? You're not trying to trade your 401k. You're not trying to get in and out your 401k. So even though I thought the price action around this part was going to go sideways and down, I was still able to DCA here, DCA here, DCA here, buy a little here, buy a little here, buy a little here, buy a little here. So even though I was wrong, I was still able to make some good moves when the price went up. That's what I'm trying to implore to, you know what I'm saying? Like, some people hear about one token and be like, oh man, I'm gonna put I got 10 grand in my life savings. I'm gonna put the whole 10 grand in Dogecoin right now. What if you catch it right here at when Bitcoin was 30,000 and it dropped down to 26,000? You know what I'm saying? And now your 10 grand is worth 7,500. Now cryptocurrency is a scam. You know what I'm saying? Now you got to pull your money out. Now you got a $2,500 loss, or it could be worse, because a lot of these cryptos, the majority of these cryptos go to zero. So don't try to come in here playing, throwing all your money, trying to get rich quick. Take your time like you would do any other asset class. Take your time and do your research like you would do in real estate, Forex, starting a business. Don't come in here playing, because there's a lot of scammers out here waiting on you to come in here playing with that mindset. Then you're going to get scammed. And in my next video, I'm going to be doing a reaction to the story about you getting scammed. But I appreciate y'all for rocking with me, man. I'm going to holler at y'all. Hit that like button, hit that subscribe button. I'm going to holler.